The highlight of this round, I'm just going to look at a few games actually for this round because there were a few very important games, and I'll just show the important position from each of these games. But the main highlight of this round was this wonderful game between Atik and Vikyat. So it's a very instructive game because Vikyat shows exactly how to play when you are trying to attack on the opposite side. Here, black is castle king side, white is castle queen side. White king is not that safe, but white does have a few pieces around the king for defense. And next few moves by Vikyat are just awesome. They're perfect. He starts with Vikyat is black. He starts with d5 in this position. White had just played g4 starting his attack. Black plays d5. It's basically a pawn sacrifice, but then that opens up lines towards the king. Bishop takes, knight takes, and the defensive bishop is gone. So is the knight, giving black that one chance to come to the a5. Queen a5, knight comes back, but then queen b4, attacking b3. So white is not getting time to push his pawns because black is already attacking on the queen side. King defends the b3 pawn, but now comes c4. Another excellent move, opening more lines to the king after pawn takes, which is kind of forced. Rook a3, pinning the knight. White is falling. White plays rook b1, but then comes queen c4. Rook takes b7. White is desperately trying to make some threats on the king side, but now comes rook c8, closing all the possibilities of attack on the king side. Now this knight is gone. Basically, there's no way to defend it. Rook takes, queen moves. There's a threat on f7, but that's defended already. So queen check, king moves, queen check, repetition, and then we have checkmate. A wonderful illustration of how to play a game where you attack on the opposite sides by Vikyat. The second game here, Vaishnavi has just played knight e5. Charan has a forced win here. Charan has his queen on c2, which allows a very nice tactic, and he finds it. Charan plays f6, knight moves, and then comes bishop c7, pinning the queen. So white has to give up the knight because otherwise queen is gone, and he gives up the knight. Black happily takes it and goes on to win the game. The game between Gajanan and Siddharth was basically there was a brain fade moment from Siddharth in this game. White has just played knight takes bishop. It's not a routine recapture. White is threatening a maiden one, and Siddharth misses it with 26 minutes on his clock. He plays pawn takes pawn, basically gifting a full point to Gajanan. He happily accepts it and gives checkmate on h7. Big game. In the game between Ahan and Dhruv, similar rated players, uh, Dhruv tries a very nice looking sacrifice, knight f3. Pawn takes, bishop takes, and now black is threatening queen g5 and then queen g2 checkmate. The white has only one defense here, and he finds it. So even if you defend properly, you can sometimes win games. Here Ahan finds king rook e3. After queen g4 check, king just moves to f1. Now king has space on e1. That was the purpose of rook e3. It also attacks the bishop. But main reason is king can move here. Now queen g2 just comes with a check. King e1. And the main move here is queen check. There is bishop f1. And white just wins because white's up a piece, which black sacrificed. But there's nothing to show for it. There is some pressure, but white defends properly. Rook d8 and then knight out, I suppose. It's important to not play knight d2 because then the ideas of rook takes, knight, queen takes, and then queen takes f1 will come late. So king takes would have to be played. But he doesn't need that. He just plays knight e3 and continues to win the game. The game between Purvida versus Advaith was another brain fade moment, this time by Purvida. A player who was rated 1000 plus, she's up by a queen, a rook, and a knight. All she has to do is get her rook into the game and give checkmate, queen f5 checkmate. It's not yet stalemate because black has one move. But what Purvida does is, unnecessarily, she pushes the a3 pawn. Black is left with no moves. And it's a stalemate. Right? Half a point down the drain from a completely winning position. The last game that I wanted to show you was this game between Balasubramanian and Adrit. Bala's king is in trouble. Black pieces have crawled into the position, rook, bishop, and queen. White is almost lost. He's actually lost. White is lost, and black finds a correct move here. Black just wants to play bishop f3 and queen g2, but knight's defending it, the f3 square. And therefore, black plays g5. And when the knight moves, then comes bishop f3, threatening mate, which cannot be stopped. So white gives up the queen. And then black actually wins in nice style after knight h4, pawn takes, queen g4, and then rook s3 checkmate. So these were the highlights of this game, which I glanced through. And now round 5 and 6 are left, and it promises to be a nice competition.